Welcome in, everybody. Once again, February 4th, 2026, LA. Now in LA. Starting early on this Wednesday. Once again, guys. Hello, French Fry. Hello, Ozzy. Once again, we got major protests happening right now, folks. It's not stopping. Not going to stop. It's going to continue. And I don't understand what's going on, why Trump has not done an insurrection. I'm shocked. Appreciate you guys being here. Chaos. Welcome in, Brian and Mike. Mitch, how are you? Felicia, always good to see you, my little subscriber. This is getting kind of upsetting. It's really, let's listen to this lady. She is calling these police department police every name in the book. Every name in the book, Crystal. Good afternoon. Good evening, depending where you're at. About 10 minutes ago, the chaos has really started in LA. As the officers are in pursuit, ready. I got to tell you this, what I'm starting to see is they're really getting these agitators out of here pretty quickly. Hey, Whiskey Tango. How are you? Getting ready for work. Thank you. Thank you, Whiskey Tango. Not quite sure what happened to him. I thought he got hit in the lip or something. He's got to go to the ER, they're saying. Not sure what happened to that individual, guys. On Alameda Street, Alameda. I don't know.
Literally have her ER paper here. Okay, I am walking, but I feel unsafe with this bitch. She looks very angry.
They're saying that this woman.
Look at her, guys. We got people.
What is going on? What's happened with her? Did she get hit?
Let her walk. And they want me to leave her alone with them. The same people that threw the blind man on the side.
Guess they're saying that lady didn't look too good. I wish her the best. I wish her the best. Come on in, guys. Heating up, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. It's heating up, guys. Welcome in, folks. This is just hey, I appreciate you guys coming here. Thank you so much. This is heating up. Looks like a lady's got hit by somebody. We don't know what. I'm still shocked that President Trump has not signed the Insurrection Act. I'm really kind of surprised that this is still happening over a month now. These agitators are still very seriously in LA, Minneapolis, all over the world. Look at this guy.
I already called. They want the reports. So report
Uh-oh.
on these motherfuckers hitting our people. Gavin Newsom told us to report him.
Gavin Newsom told them.
Ayuda a poner el número de Gavin Newsom, gente. Voy a poner la clave de the Attorney General of California.
So in Spanish, she's saying that
All of their names.
Gavin Newsom.
Bye.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Somehow Gavin Newsom.
Do you guys hear that?
Yeah, we heard it.
Gavin Newsom is asking us for the recordings from today, from what you guys are doing. Gavin Newsom already sent a notification telling us to collect all the recordings that you guys are doing.
So they're asking the people, folks, do you guys believe that? Yes or no in the chat. Did you guys hear that, man? He said Gavin Newsom wants the reporting from the people. Do you think Gavin Newsom would
Gavin Newsom apenas se ríete.
Lete. Gavin Newsom's telling them, I don't quite understand. Look, I'm not a Gavin Newsom, guys, but like I don't think Gavin. I don't understand what they're saying Gavin Newsom wants them to do. I'm far from a Gavin Newsom supporter, but first of all, I don't know something about Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom wants them to do something. Someone says Gavin Newsom's a Diablo. Gavin Newsom, the Diablo, the devil, wants to run for president. Not sure. Look at that guy's umbrella. Look at this woman's shirt. Hey, welcome in, guys. Appreciate you guys coming in here on a Wednesday as we have police officers on site in LA as it's getting heated up, as the temperature is probably close to 90 degrees. That's right. Not a mistake. 90 degrees in LA. Uh-oh. Vegas is very hot, but it's heating up in LA, folks. Palon says they're all a joke. They're all a joke. They're offering him some gum. Oh, that's nice. Would you guys take that gum? I'm not sure if I would. They're offering the police officer a little gum. Give me a chiclet. Give me a chiclet. Is that right, Crystal? Disease Lab in Las Vegas. Disease Lab is somewhere in Vegas. LA Cops Scientology. Welcome in, folks. Oh, he took the gum? Did he get the gum? Sorry, I'm looking at the camera. Did he? Guys, I was looking at the comments. Did he actually take that gum? I'm not going to show her butt. Over here, we got multiple feeds here.
Because they're already shooting pepper spray, because they're already shooting rubber bullets. Feel strong. Don't feel like you're weak.
She's telling them to feel strong, folks. Feel strong.
You get locked up. You get arrested and you go in there. Now, once they start shooting, they don't.
Antifa.
That's what happens.
Antifa, Dustin. We got Antifa.
But shit hurts like hell. It's like it's rubber bullets. It's like metal. It's fucking hurts. You're not ready.
These are Antifa. Some of these people. Antifa.
You're not ready to get shot. I'm telling you for a reason. You're not ready to get shot. You're pepper spray. You have to go.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's, I think it's about, what, 3:45? Downtown LA? On a Wednesday? These people don't work. But do they get paid? Do these people actually get paid? What do you think? Find it crazy.
Did you see the rest? Did you guys see the rest? Who was it?
She's laughing. She is laughing at what's going on.
Nothing. They just wanted to arrest him. They thought everybody was leaving, and then they fucking came in.
Chaos again, folks, as these people are paid agitators. They're getting paid. How much are they getting paid? $50 a day, 200 a day, 500 a day, 0 a day. Kind of crazy. Yeah, a little while ago they made some arrests right before we came on. That things kind of look pretty calm at the moment, but at any moment, $80,000 a year plus travel pay. Plus travel pay. They travel pay. You gotta pay them to travel, right, Crystal? You gotta pay these people to travel. Things are calm now, but what's he saying? Speaking Spanish now. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's not ending, and I got to tell you, I'm getting sick of it. I think it's time to get rid of them all. Arrest every single one. Sick of it. Yes, somebody says they're not Antifa. What the hell you call them? They're paid protesters and agitators. They don't belong there. Every one of them should get arrested. This is going on way too long. What's your thoughts? I'm getting sick of it, and I'm telling you right now, every single one of them. And remove all these illegal aliens out of here. Go to the prison, send them back. We don't need them here. Help out our American people, our starving American people. Enough is enough. I say, Trump, I'm going to call Trump out. Send more. Send more ICE agents. Get them the hell out of this country. I'm sick of it. It's getting to me, man. Sick and tired of it. They're Antifa. That's exactly who they are. So is Don Lemon. He's an Antifa too. He's one of the biggest ones. Don Lemon. Piece of shit. Another piece of shit. Another piece of shit. By the way, a report just came in today, folks. You ready for this? You ready for this? That, you heard it here. They are ready to step into California. Hold on one second. Let me look. They are ready, folks. Welcome in. They're ready for Gavin Newsom, Crystal. Hey, for those who live in the state of California, you think what we seen fraud exposed in Minnesota was big? No, that will look like Little League. Gavin Newsom, just on homeless, so much money never got delivered never made it out of the office. It never made it out to help out the homeless people in the state of California, particularly in the homeless areas of San Francisco. Never. Very little money. He's in big trouble. For president? You're talking president? He wants to run for president? There's no way in hell. This man is going to be, him and Tim Walz. I know a lot of people say, sure, I'll believe it when I see it. Both of those men will be in prison. 100%. They've committed. It's one thing being a horrible governor, because we've seen some horrible governors, both on the right and the left. But one thing, taking money that should go to the homeless people and the veterans who fought for this country, and only 10% actually made it to the facilities to get these people off the street and get them into the proper care. So it will be coming out real soon, guys. Big time. He will be held responsible. And Mayor Bass. The Mayor Bass in LA. Now, let's also talk about the fire. So many people still never got money from the Powell State fires. Fraud number 2. Not to mention fraud number 3 on a lot of Medicaid. Trust me, I'm going to be talking about this soon. I'm going to do an investigation on Medicaid. There's major fraud in Medicaid. People flew out. A lot of the Mexican illegals and Somalians over there too have taken advantage of the Medicaid system, SNAP benefit. And if you are a registered Democrat, I get it. But let me tell you, it's over. It's 100% over. They do not care about the Democrats. They don't care about American people. Do not even think about voting. It's bullshit. It's all racketeer. They don't care. All they care is about, at the end of the day, I've said this many times, I'll make this as quick as possible. They care about the illegal aliens so they can get future votes, so they can win 50%, so the American people do not have a chance again. And to turn this country into socialism and to run this country, that's it. That is the 100% truth. 100,000% truth. That's what they're on their agenda. That's what this is all about. And that's why you have these riots and protests in Antifa. Antifa. And you will not ever see this ever in Staten Island, New York. Never ever see it in Staten Island, New York, or in South Philadelphia, just to name a few cities. Never. Never. I invite them over there. They wouldn't be there more than 5 minutes. They would be out. Not by the police, by certain groups. Never. LA is so weak right now. Minneapolis are weak. Corrupted pieces of shit. You heard it here. That's what you have. Once again, look at this. 88 degrees on a beautiful, sunny Wednesday afternoon.
All because I know I'm always like moving around a lot. That's why everyone's always telling me, hey, fix your camera, stop moving. I'm like, I don't have a stabilizer, guys. I just have my hand.
Can't even understand you. You're probably illegal. Go back to Mexico. Go back to your country. They come over here and say they hate it. They burn the flag and turn the. Go back to your other country. You don't belong here. You're illegal.
Exactly. Hey, Jocelyn, exactly.
You're illegal. Get out of there.
LAPD, go home.
Yeah, you go home.
We are hungry.
You go home. Go back to your country. They come here to disturb. But at least I got to say, you have the police out, you know? So I'm happy to see that you have the local police department here, at least in LA, right? The same old states, folks. LA, Minneapolis, Chicago. Those three. Portland, sorry. Forgot about Portland. Forgot about Portland.
They already know how to waste our fucking time and money.
Waste his money. Waste your money that you get paid for. Did you hear him? Did you guys hear that guy? Wasting the taxpayer money. You hear that woman?
Whoever supports law enforcement here, you're in the wrong chat.
Anybody can come from behind you because you're focused on us. And you don't have that street blocked off. But you're focused on.
That's all they do. All they do is yap, 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 yap.
You never take it back to the enemy.
I don't know about you guys, but
This is where your money's going when you pay your taxes. Every single time, too. Every time.
I don't know about you guys, but I think it's time. I think it's time that we're bringing back America. We got the best president ever in our lifetime. Some would say best president ever. But you know what? It's time for us to take total control and to remove these people. There should not be one single person on the street unless they're walking to go to the grocery store or walking to go back and forth to work, or your normal routine. There should be nobody. It's been a month of these riots and protests happening. And even today, right now, it's a little quieter, that they're still out there agitating because of weak government and Gavin Newsom, Tim Walz, and the rest of these pieces of shit. And I think it's time for us and our country to bring back our country. And I'm saying remove each and every one of them. Remove them and send them back. That's it. I don't see the problem why people are disagreement. They're going into the jails, taking out these terrible rapists and murderers, right? That are, somehow or another can be out of jail real soon and go out and do the same damn crime they did before. Because only 1 or 2% will change. And first of all, they don't belong here. So what is so wrong about that? And if you are against that, then get the hell out of America. If you are against letting ICE agents and President Trump and Kash Patel and J.D. Vance, our vice president, who's amazing, and Marco Rubio, you are against that and you don't like it here, then get out of here like Rosie O'Donnell. We don't want you here. You don't support. And I don't want to hear this shit. Oh, well, they're young people, this, that, whatever. It's not about being young and not voting Democrat. I don't care less who you vote for. But it's about supporting this shit. It's not about who you vote for. This is shit. Again, you will never see this in Staten Island or South Philadelphia. You will not see it in an Italian neighborhood. Trust me. I invite them. I would invite them there. Not one. That we run like sissies. You wouldn't see them in a Hell's Angels bar. You wouldn't see them in a biker's bar. I could say a word, but I won't. I got to bite my tongue. You would not see them. They're sissies. They act tough. They're not tough. Not at all. Not at all. But I have to say, at least we have LAPD out there on patrol, which we hardly see, right? When we see these lives in Minnesota. You didn't see too many at all. So I wouldn't be surprised that Gavin Newsom told him to go ahead and respond. We heard Tim Walz. He says, you know, we're at war with government. Go ahead and do your thing. Shove your cameras in their face. Do whatever you have to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gavin Newsom came out and spoke on a local news outlet and said, go ahead and do what you got to do. That's what they want. But we have a beautiful, beautiful day, and these people have nothing else to do but agitate and protest and over shit they don't even know. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Look at the Mexican flags. Why I don't get it. How the hell can they be using their Mexican flags and don't want to be here?
Well, I found an app called TubeBuddy. It helps you go viral on YouTube the same as you do on TikTok. They have a feature called the Related Video Manager, which links your shorts to your long-form content.
We got a little commercial break. Let's see who's in here today. Let's see what comments we can pull out here. Hey, thank you so much for being here. It just upsets me, guys. I get wired up on this shit because you know what? I'm okay with a day or two or a week, maybe even a week and a half to 2 weeks. Come on, a whole month now? Get them the hell out of here. Arrest them all. Bring National Guards in already. I don't understand why Trump doesn't do that. Get rid of them. They don't belong out there.
So if you want to take your TikTok success over to YouTube and go viral, download TubeBuddy or make sure to check out that.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? Let them stay out? Let them continue? Let them continue? What do you think? Uh-oh. What happened here? Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Not sure what the hell's going on there, but it looks like it's pretty calm now. Almost all the little bit of agitators they had are gone.
I asked that.
Let's see what we got going on in Minnesota. Let's see what I can. Let me see what I can find out. See what we got going on in Minnesota, folks. See what we got in Minnesota. Anything going on in Minnesota? See what we got. Oh, it looks pretty calm. Looks pretty calm in Minnesota. What's this here? Oh, hold on. What we got here? Oh, here's something. I don't know if you guys seen this.
Arizona, where the search for the mother of Savannah Guthrie is in its fourth day. The latest on the investigation.
What's this here?
Singular role that I can play in the movement or anything.
What we got here?
Everyone worries about his own safety, plus what he told me about his personal health. But we start with the major breaking news out of Minneapolis tonight. Tom Homan announcing he's pulling.
Let's see what we got here. Hold on.
Minnesota, and that's where our conversation begins.
Okay, let's drill down into the news.
Tom Homan.
That big change on immigration, 700 officers leaving Minneapolis. Did that come from you?
Yes, it did. But it didn't come from me because I just wanted to do it. We are waiting for them to release prisoners, give us the murderers that they're holding, and all of the bad people, drug dealers, all of the bad people. We allowed in our country, I say 25 million people with an open border policy for 4 years under Biden and that group,
wow,
the Autopen group, I call them. We allowed to come into our country people the likes of which no country would accept, and we're getting them out. But we've gotten a lot of them out. So crime now in Minnesota, crime now in Minneapolis is down. Crime in all cities is down.
Speaking
And you
of-
know why it's down? It's down because of us. It's down in Chicago by 25%, despite the fact that we are always dealing with these people,
Wow.
and they happen to be Democrats.
Speaking
They
of
don't know anything about crime.
You hear that?
Mr. President, speaking of Minneapolis, what did you learn?
I learned that maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch, but you still have to be tough. These are criminals. We're dealing with really hard criminals. But look, I've called the people. I've called the governor. I've called the mayor, spoke to them, had great conversations with them. And then I see them ranting and raving out there, literally as though a call wasn't made. We've done a great job everywhere. The only place there's been a little inflammation has been really, it's not Minnesota because we've done well with
Los Angeles too. There's been others. Yeah.
Well, I saved Los Angeles. The top law enforcement officer, right at the beginning of my term when they were having riots, before me and it carried into me. If I didn't go in there with the National Guard, with troops, you wouldn't have the Olympics, which I got the Olympics. You wouldn't have the Olympics in Los Angeles. And he said, without the president sending in the troops, we would have lost Los Angeles. Yeah. And you know what? I saved Los Angeles. And we will do it again if we have to. And by the way, we're going to have a very safe Olympics and we're going to have a very safe World Cup.
Speaking of Minneapolis, after the shooting of Renee Good, you said ICE made some mistakes. What were the mistakes?
Well, look, I'm not happy with the two incidents. It's not, it's both of them, not one or the other. He was not an angel and she was not an angel. You look at some tapes from back, but still, I'm not happy with what happened there. Nobody can be happy, and ICE wasn't happy either. But I'm going to always be with our great people of law enforcement, ICE, police. We have to back them. If we don't back them, we don't have a country. If we don't back them, you're going to end up, look, Washington, D.C.
They're definitely not
is
angels.
a very
Not at all.
unsafe place to be. You couldn't walk to the White House. You couldn't walk to a restaurant. Restaurants were closing. I inherited not only a mess with the country, I inherited a horrible, very dangerous capital. Do you know Washington, D.C. is now an extremely safe place? You see what happened. You're here a lot.
When you mentioned Renee
Well, let me
Good,
ask you, Tom.
yeah.
You're here a lot.
Yeah.
Would you have walked down the street a year and a half ago with your family? No. But today you can, and nothing's going to happen.
You mentioned Renee Good and Alex Peretti not being angels. Do you think any of that justified what happened to them, though?
No, I don't. It should have not happened. It was a very sad, to me, it was a very sad incident, two incidents. And, they mentioned the one now, they don't mention the other. Well, I think they were both sad. And who feels worse about it than anybody? The people of ICE. They're strong, tough people. And they have to be tough because we're dealing with hardened criminals.
Right.
We're dealing with people, jails have been emptied into our country from all over the world.
Exactly.
From Venezuela.
Exactly.
Great success, you will admit. But from Venezuela, from the Congo and Africa, from all over the world, the jail population was emptied into our country. If we don't have strong people, you're not getting them out.
Yeah.
We're getting them out. Remember that.
I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I agree with President Trump. I mean, you got to have, if you don't have ICE and to protect this land, this beautiful land of the United States, and they pour out their prison and they're mentally disturbed, we have our homegrown. If you're new, like and subscribe, come on board. We have a problem here that we need to fix. And I'm hoping that President Trump can address, because we feed the homeless here in Las Vegas. There's a lot of, but then you got Venezuela, Mexico, China, right? Other parts of the world pouring in. You heard Trump said it should have never happened. It's sad. But these people, if you're new, like and subscribe, they were not angels. May they rest in peace. These were two individuals who, in my opinion, got agitated. From pretty much it's Tim Wallace's fault. He should be held responsible. And I'll tell you why. Because he used the words and brainwashed these people by saying simply, we are at war with our government. We're at war with President Trump. We encourage you to go out and protest. Now, he didn't say go out and go crazy, right? That'd be putting words in his mouth. But I could find the video. He's actually come out and said those words to go out, speak your mind. But you don't see him out there. You don't see his family out there, right? You don't see any of his loved ones out there. but he's encouraging. And also Leon Omar, and also that piece of shit, the mayor, that Fry, that guy. All three of them in that order, all should be held responsible and, for me, arrested. And Don Lemon and many more. So you hear Trump says it's sad. You don't want to see anybody lose their life over this. But we're talking about two people that interfere, and now the family has lost loved ones. But once again, you got to be a strong leader, and you have to have strong ICE agents, and you need to get these people, each and every one. I would not stop. I would continue going to the jails in Minneapolis, in California, in Chicago, in Las Vegas, wherever it might be. If they know that these people are in the jails and they're bad, when I say bad, drugs and rape and murder, then we pull their ass out and get rid of them, send them back to their country, get them out of America, and keep our borders very, very, like there's nobody. You don't hear about it. You don't see anybody coming over anymore. It stopped with President Trump. And that's why he won the election. So love or hate him. Let's see what else he has to say. I didn't see this, guys, really. I have not seen this. This is pretty interesting here.
And I say it again and again. We have record low crime in the United States. Nobody's been able to say that for 125 years.
So I want to be clear because it sounds like there is
Gloria Estefan. I actually met Gloria Estefan. She's beautiful to this day.
What should Americans expect going forward?
Well, one thing I say to my people, you know, we do a good job, we don't get credit for it. I say
Gloria
they have
Estefan.
to ask and they have to say please. When the city is
Who has to ask and who has
the
to say
mayor
please?
or the governor, I don't want to go and force ourselves into a city, even if their numbers are terrible. Like, for instance, I got a call from Jeff Landry, governor of Louisiana. He said, we have a big problem. Could you go in and help us with well, let's see, certain sections. I mean, to be honest with you, certain sections of the state, beyond their famous, beautiful city, certain sections of the state. We have done, not only in New Orleans, we've done a really great job in Louisiana. But
This is from NBC
I would be
News.
called Chicago. We could solve the Chicago crime.
Well, on that question, which cities are you headed to next?
Here we go.
We have 5 cities that we're looking at very strongly.
Okay.
But we want to be invited. We will sometimes call the governors. and
Are they
say,
cities like
you going
Chicago,
to-
Philadelphia? Are these the
We,
cities?
we could straighten out the crime in Chicago. We've already brought it down 25% just by being there. We could have Chicago be a safe city, just like DC is a safe city, just like all of these places that we've gone to.
They're going to Chicago,
You know, I didn't campaign on
right?
I campaigned on law and order, but I didn't think I'd be going
Jose
to
Lopez, how are
individual
you?
cities and making them safe.
Anything else you can tell us about the 5 cities? The 5 cities in house, so Americans are
We'll
ready.
be announcing them very quickly, but we could do something. As an example, I was called by people. San
Maybe Philly.
Francisco said, please, we have a Democrat mayor. He's trying very hard. Would you, friends of mine that live there, it's got crime problems. Would you let him do the job and not come in? Let's see how it works. I said, look, I can do it much quicker, much faster. Don't forget, we remove criminals. We took over 2,000 hardcore criminals out of Washington, D.C. If we didn't do that, 2% of the people create.
Hey, Natalie, how are you, my friend?
Crime. Think of that, 2%. So you have a criminal because it's over and over again.
It's a good interview, guys.
Create 90% of the crime. We took out 2,000 people, more than 2,000 people out of Washington, D.C., and we now have a safe city.
You, as I mentioned, you've had success on immigration. Illegal border crossings are at historic lows, right?
This is out of NBC. I got to tell you this. I got to tell you, this is from NBC. I have not seen this. This was, I believe it might have been today. Not sure. But it's a good interview. He's, I think he's being, I'm not sure who this reporter is, but I think President Trump is calm, collective, and being honest with Americans, you know. And I think it's I have not seen this, but it's pretty. We got about a couple minutes left. Let's listen to the rest of it, and then we'll discuss.
No, it's so nice that you said.
But if you look at
Tom,
okay,
what you just said,
it's true.
No, but it's so nice. I hope you air it. It's so nice what you said, because that's called good reporting. That's called fair reporting.
Wow, I just said that.
But now let me give you the second.
I just said that.
But if you look at the polls,
I just said
most
that.
Americans say they don't like how you've handled immigration, right? Especially what's happened in Minneapolis. How do you change their minds?
Well, I don't believe the polls, for one thing, because how can you not I saw a poll on the border where I'm at 55%,
The
okay?
polls show that Americans aren't against the deportations.
Well,
it's the handling of
You
immigration.
know, polls, it depends on the way you ask the question. I saw a poll on the border, I'm at 55%. Well, how can I only be at 55% when everybody agrees that the border is totally, beautifully closed and nobody's coming in unless they come in legally, et cetera. It couldn't be better. I should be at 100%. I don't believe the polls. And some polls, I mean, I could show you polls where I'm polling at 69% popularity and some polls where I have one at
We'll ask the White House to share that with us. Yeah.
71%.
Hello,
And
Sylvia.
then I have polls where I'm at
8651.
44% and 42%. The polls are almost dishonest.
I never believed in polls.
Dishonest to some of
That's
the
me.
reports
Never.
themselves.
Yeah.
But
Polls change rapidly every
I'm getting
hour,
Very good polls.
particularly when it gets close to the
Intervention,
midterm
border,
presidency.
And on the border, I have to. And I'm starting to get great polls on the economy, which I think
The
is. our
polls on the
biggest-
economy aren't they're not great.
They should be great.
They should be. So why aren't they? If you believe that,
I don't know. I mean, look, I've got.
Americans tell us we hear this. I mean, we're going to get to the economy later, but I mean, they tell us they don't feel it.
Just answer it.
Yeah.
I have $18 trillion being invested into the country. Biden had less than $1 trillion for 4 years,
But
and the
Americans
whole country
feel
was
that.
going to credit. You know
When does
that-
America feel it?
Do you know that if they won that election and we won in a landslide, do you know if they won that election, this country I think it was finished. I actually think it was finished. You would have had people, instead of 18 coming in, 18 trillion,
Yeah.
you would have had $10 trillion leaving. I think our
Yeah.
country, I think we would have been Venezuela on steroids.
I have a question about.
I agree.
immigration Still looking forward now. Your goal during the election was to deport everyone who came here illegally under President Biden. Is your mission now to deport everyone who came in illegally, or just people who have come in illegally who've also committed additional crimes?
We are totally focused on criminals, really bad criminals. Now, you could say people that came in illegally are criminals, but I'm talking about murderers from different countries. We have 11,000.
No, this is not live. This was, I think it was earlier today.
Biden and his group led into our country. We've captured a lot of them. We've brought some of them back. A lot of them we don't want to bring back because we don't trust the country that they're not sent back again.
Yeah.
Despite how strong the borders are, they'll figure a way to try and get in, and we don't want to, and we'll incarcerate them. But 11,888 murders.
Yeah.
We are after those people. We're after the drug dealers.
Right.
We're
There you
after
go.
we are after, by the way.
I just said
the
that.
Problem, they allowed to come into our country people from their mental institutions,
Yeah.
people from insane asylums
Yeah.
that are mentally ill and very dangerous. We're getting them
Right.
out.
Joe Rogan was one of your biggest endorsers in 2024. He said he understands the the president's sort of plan to deport people here who are here illegally, but he also understands why critics compare ICE officers to the Gestapo asking people for their papers. What's your response to him?
Well, look, first of all, he's a great guy. We had a tremendous success before the election. I think it was his biggest interview ever, and over 300 million people. It was very good. She didn't want to do it. You know, she decided not to do it because she's not capable. But I spoke to him 3 days ago. We had a great conversation, and all I'm doing, I have to keep.
Did he
the
mention
country
this to you?
safe.
Did you guys talk about this? The ICE
A little bit.
enforcement? Yeah.
Just had a good conversation. I think he's a great guy, and I think he likes me too.
Yeah.
And you know, liking me isn't important. What happens is that I think we do a phenomenal job, but I don't think we're good at public relations.
What does that mean? You've said that a couple times now. What do you mean by that?
We don't sell the great job. that we
That guy's a good reporter, folks. What do you think?
This country,
He's a good reporter.
excuse me, people from your persuasion, somewhat left, to a job on numbers.
He's asking him some tough
Just came
questions.
out That in 125 years, we have the safest country, the best crime numbers in.
This guy's
since
pretty
the
tough
year
here.
1900.
That's a
Okay.
stat. Yeah, we know
That
it's
was
true.
way before my father was born.
Right.
Think of that. And yet, then you talk about crime or you talk
The
about
questions
this, you
that
talk about
reporter is asking,
And the poll numbers.
I think he called Trump
people
for the
we
first
don't
time
do
in many,
good
many
relations
years.
like that. That's why I'm doing the
Uh,
interview
off.
with you today.
We
I'm
appreciate
trying to
it.
help my people. You know, PR, public relations.
Speaking of your people, you're never afraid to shake up your team. You've said that you're okay with shaking up your team. Do you still believe in Kristi Noem to deliver on your vision of immigration?
She was in charge of the border. The border's closed. I mean, everybody gives me
Amen.
8+ on the border. The border was a disaster. People were pouring into our country.
But what about the
They don't
enforcement?
even try and come up now. You know the beautiful thing? The caravans. I think I came up with that name. Thousands of people, 25, 30,000 people in a group. You know who sent them? Their countries. They sent the people that they didn't want. Not only
Great response
people that
there.
didn't want to work
Great
hard,
response.
etc. They know what it is. They sent them.
So
into
Trump
the
comes
country.
right back. I mean, this is pretty good here.
Very good. You just asked me, Christy, we have the best crime numbers that we've had in 125 years.
I've never seen this. This is one of the best interviews I've seen in a while, guys. What do you think?
Public relations. She's not getting credit for the job that she does.
Let's move to the economy now.
And excuse me, what is sad though, and it is, we had the two primary incidents in Minnesota. So.
And you shook up leadership there. You brought Tom Homan in.
Yeah, I did. And Tom is great. Tom is a superstar. But you do thousands.
Hey, thank you so much, guys, for liking,
thousands of
subscribing. We're going to
arrests,
continue to listen in a little bit more of this
thousands of
conversation.
people
Thank
you
you.
arrest, the drug dealers. I mean, we had drug kingpins. We had murderers. Thousands. No incident. We bring them back to that country. 2 people. It's bad. I hate it. I hate even talking about it. 2 people out of tens of thousands. Okay? And you get bad publicity. Nobody talks about all of the murderers that were taken out of our country. They don't talk about.
But he was too
They
American.
don't talk about. We have the smallest trucks. As an example, we've been very tough on the waters, and soon, pretty much overall. But if you look at the waters where we knock out boats, each boat that we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives. We're doing a job like nobody's.
Yeah, waters. That's how we talk.
I just
Waters.
got off the phone
We're
with
back east, we say
President
water.
Xi. He is amazed at how well the United States is doing. He said he's never seen anything like it.
You brought up the conversation, Mr. President, so let me ask you, what did you talk about with the leader of
We had
China?
a lot of topics. We talked
What's
about
the most
so much.
important topic? Is it chips? Is it the wars in Ukraine? What is going
I
on?
would say the economy, the relationship that we have with China. I'm going to be going there in April, then he's coming here toward the end of the year.
Coming to the White House?
I hear you, John.
The White House, yeah.
I'm right there with you.
We have a very good relationship. And it's important
Keep
that
voting
I
for him.
have a good relationship, and for him that he has a good relationship with me. We have to have these are the 2 most powerful countries in the world, and we have a very good.
That's a leader right there.
He spoke for an hour.
Yes or no?
Ask you about the tariffs.
That's a leader right here. That's a president leading our country in the right direction.
A lot of tariffs. In the
Jeffrey,
past, they didn't
100%.
come down to put tariffs on China.
100%, folks.
Tariffs are, just so you understand, making our country rich. Our country has taken in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs.
Listen what he just said. What did he just say? Making I'm going to add words. Beautiful country, great country, rich. Not China.
Really trillions, because the threat of tariffs
Summer,
is
sweet
getting
tea
all
is
these
in the house.
countries to lose to us.
Yeah.
And by the way, they've been doing it to us.
He's a leader like John Gotti.
And now, but I'm doing it very judiciously, very fairly. But tariffs are bringing in tremendous amounts of money.
He's truly the best.
$12 billion
Palin.
to our farmers.
Look how many times Palin put it. Trump, Trump, Trump.
Tariff money. We're taking in hundreds of billions.
Now, this reporter's,
Get into that. Talking about the economy, you've brought a lot of prices down, as we said. Some are still stuck.
Oh, here we go.
Very few,
Sorry.
but-
Let's
but
listen to
when- Yeah,
Conor.
very few. I get it.
Very
Yeah.
few.
When you talk to Americans, though, do you have to get them to understand that the prices are not going to come back down to your first term because we had a pandemic and we had record inflation? Are people's expectations too high, or is it just too expensive to live in?
That's what I mean, guys, for a good reporter. I know he leans, he leans to the left. But it's not about being fair. Let's just put it this way. This is smart. This guy's been around. This reporter is pretty good. I would say Trump got a little bit, I wouldn't call it rattled, but listen in. This guy's pretty good.
Just again, don't think we're selling it properly. We've done it right.
But it's expensive out there.
I saw gasoline this last week at one.
See how he did that? Real quick, guys. You hear what he said? Okay. See, this is where a good reporter. I'm being honest. I don't care what side. He's not one of those radical left setting Trump. He goes, what do you say? It's getting expensive out there. He's good. He's trying to see if Trump will bite and and recognize it, and he's smooth. That's what I mean by smooth. Let's listen a little bit more.
$1.99 a gallon. It used to be, it was $4.50, $5 a gallon. $1.99 a gallon gasoline. I think we've really I mean, I don't expect them to be much higher. Now, there's a natural inflation.
But then we're going to go down to that first term.
I inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. It was through the roof. Now, you will say it wasn't in history, it was 48 years. You know, there's a theory that was, I say it was the worst, but whether it's 48 years, I inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country.
That's correct.
And now we have almost no inflation.
100%.
Think of it.
Right.
You know what it was for the last 3 months? 1.2%. You know what it was under Biden? You can't count that high.
Yeah.
I inherited the worst inflation. I inherited the worst crime. I inherited high prices.
See, that reporter's on the next question already.
It's down 2.7 right now, but it is down.
No.
Yeah.
For the last three, don't forget, I've inherited this mess.
Right.
For the last 3 months, it's at 1.2%. You know that?
Yeah. But the last
3 months.
You floated the idea of $2,000 rebate checks for American tariff.
Here we go.
Who's going to get that? And
Now, let me just stop right here. We'll listen to it. Now, I want to be honest with all my viewers. I voted for Trump 3 times. 3 times. And I think that the Democrats are probably not going to win the midterms. He used the words, I want to hear what he has to say here. This is very important. Because Trump, the question is about the rebate checks, where majority of the middle-class people, probably under 150,000, I'm not sure. Let's just say for conversations under 150,000, sort of like the stimulus. Although it's not called a stimulus, it's called a $2,000 rebate from the tariffs that are working. We'll talk about that next slide. If President Trump continues to use the words promise, we or most people will receive. However, if he doesn't use the word promise this time, because last time he said promise, it could change the mind of some conservative votes. So I'm curious. I've never seen this. I don't know what's going to come out of this. I'm just saying. And I think, well, let's see what happens. I still think we're going to receive, but let's listen what happened when Trump responds to the rebate. I'm curious. I'm going to go back a little bit. All right.
You know that.
Yeah. But the last,
Last 3 months.
You floated the idea of $2,000 rebate checks for Americans from tariff revenue. Who's going to get that, and when is that going to happen?
We'd make it. I'm looking at it very seriously. I'm the only one who can do it because I'm taking in hundreds of billions of dollars.
But you can promise some Americans will get those checks.
Oh yeah, sure. I can do that. I haven't made the commitment yet, but I may make the commitment.
Okay. So, well, sorry. Let's listen to the rest.
So it's not.
Well, I just gave 1776, right?
Yeah.
To the military. Right? $1,776.
But you said all.
You know, it was 1775. They presented it to me because that's what we have in a budget that I.
Hold on, guys. Sorry about this. I want to go back.
Nobody takes care of the military like I do. So
hold on. I just want to hear it one more time here.
$1,000 rebate checks for Americans from tariff revenue. Who's going to get that, and when is that going to happen?
We'd make it. I'm looking at it very seriously. I'm the only one who can do it because I'm taking in hundreds of billions of dollars.
But you can promise some Americans will get those checks.
Oh yeah, sure. I can do that. I haven't made the commitment yet, but I may make the commitment.
So it's not.
Well, I just gave 1776, right?
Yeah.
To the military. Right? $1,776.
But you said all.
You know, it was 1775. They presented it to me because that's what we have in a budget that I created because I want to take care of our military. Nobody takes care of the military like I do.
Yeah.
So $1,775. And I said, wait a minute, if you had $1, it's 1776. You know, that's quite a famous day.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So so I gave 1,776 to our military. And they are very thankful.
Let's get to the Fed.
And now I may be doing that with regard to the entire population.
Okay.
Hold on.
To the Fed. Is there
I
any
may.
doubt in your mind that interest rates are going to be
Hold
low?
on. I may.
How much?
What's all? Hold on.
You know, that's quite a famous day.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So so I gave 1,776 to our military, and they are very thankful.
Let's get to the
And
Fed.
now I may be doing that with regard to the entire population.
Okay.
What do you guys think? I mean, I'm gonna hold on. I apologize, guys. Bear with me. All right. What do you think on that response regarding the $2,000 rebate? We know he gave to the military. Do you think that sounds pretty confident? Does he believe that he can do that? Yes or no? You think he'll come up? Think that a lot of us middle class will receive that tariff rebate based on what he just responded on that? What's your thoughts? No? Scott says no. No. We got a yes. Congress has to pass it. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying no on his quick response. Well, actually, it wasn't quick because they were ready to move on. I think they're going to move on to the next segment. But I will say this, folks. Was it months ago when he used the words promise? If for some reason, even if he didn't give the $2,000, he came out and threw $1,000 to majority of Americans, that will pretty much elect a future president who cares about Americans, and that president would be a conservative president. I'm not sure who it will be, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, Pete Hegseth, or some other. But I've seen a lot of politics. I still think Trump is one of the very best presidents, but for some reason, this disappears, and he doesn't follow up and giving a relief rebate or a tariff check, even though everything he's accomplished, it would not change my opinion. But I'm only one person, maybe 80% on here, but I know how people think, and when they go to vote, they vote with their wallets, their purse, the women and men, and they want to see the border closed. Now, one thing, the borders will stay closed. So that's great. He's doing a lot with ICE. We know about it. But the economy. And I still think we inherit the worst economy ever. I know it. You know it. But if that check doesn't come or it doesn't get deposited in a lot of people's bank, like majority that's in here right now, that could make or break the future for America. When I say that, I believe that we got to have, we don't have to have anything, but we need an American white president to keep and continue that with Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance or Pete Hegseth. But for some reason, this gets washed away. I'm telling you, this, I don't think people realize how important. I know a lot of these are right now say, no, it's fine. I'm being honest, guys. I'm being honest. I follow politics a lot. This is a very important situation with that we're talking about right now. If you're just coming in to rebate check, as there's riots still happening all over the country or a couple of the states. Still, we're going to get back to that. Let's listen to the next segment here.
Get to the Fed. Is there any doubt in your mind that interest rates are going to be lowered?
Not much.
Why? How can you say that?
I just think they're going to be lowered. I mean, they should.
Is your new Fed pick on board with that?
We're way high. Okay, we're way high in interest.
Talk about interest
we have
rates.
Now, with me and with all the money, I've always been good at money. And with all the money coming into our country, we're a rich country again. We have debt, but we also have growth. And the growth will soon make the difference.
Thank you, Samuel.
Because it's the greatest way. You have two ways. You can cut, and we do that anyway, and we did that. You know, we got rid of hundreds of thousands of federal workers. Yeah. And those workers went out and got themselves jobs in the free enterprise system. And you know what? That's called making America great again. We had 10 workers in the federal government for every single job. When the Democrats go in, they hire. I could right now give you the best employment numbers in history. You know what I do? Go out and hire 2 million people, put them in the federal government.
Does your new Fed
I do the opposite.
Yeah. Does your new Fed pick understand that you want him to lower interest rates?
Well, I think he does, but I think he wants to anyway. I mean, if he came in and said, I want to raise them,
if he said that, he wouldn't have gotten the job.
He would not have gotten the job, no. No. People thought he was a interest rate. Now, there'll be times if I see inflation on the horizon, but we don't have that. We have low inflation. Remember, 1.2% inflation in the last 3 months. We have low inflation and we have tremendous growth. You haven't had these numbers like this. Think of it. Low inflation, great growth. Now, all I have to do is one thing. Easy. get down the interest rates.
Do you think the Fed chair answers to you or is an independent body?
Well, I mean, in theory, it's an independent body, but I think, I'm a smart guy. I know the economy better than almost everybody.
So he answers to you.
They did that prediction chart a year ago, and they had 71 great economists and me making the predictions. And, only two people were right, me and one other guy who was a very smart professor from a certain school that I went to.
Yeah.
Very good school. And the two of us were right. Everybody else was wrong.
There's been bipartisan suggestions that the criminal investigation to the current Fed chair, Jerome Powell, is payback, right? For not lowering interest rates, but also for when he was in that sort of news conference with you with the hard hats and he was shaking his head and showing you the papers and disagreeing with you in public. Is that why he's under criminal investigation?
He was very respectful.
Pretty wild stuff here, huh?
He's explaining to me.
Yeah.
I'm asking him, why are you spending almost $4 billion on a very small little complex of buildings? It's the highest price per square foot. He's renovating buildings for $3 to $4 billion. And the Fed chair that I have I think is going to be great. He might not have a home because this guy has spent so much money. And I looked, it's a see-through. There's nothing inside. They are spending money. He's in charge of the project. This is the Federal Reserve building I'm talking about. It's a very small little, it's actually a couple of little, but they're spending more money than any building ever built in history per square foot.
Some Republican senators say they're not going to approve him
Oh,
unless you drop that
A
investigation.
lot of people say a lot of things.
You don't think that's true? You think,
I don't know.
is it worth it to drop the investigation to get your Fed chair through?
I think.
Whoa,
the
great question.
investigation is the investigation.
Good
It's being,
question.
handled by Pam and Janine and the people. They'll make their own decision on it.
Yeah. Let's talk about AI. Have you ever used?
But I do say
Yeah.
this about
Yeah.
you can't let a man spend billions of dollars doing a bill. I would have done that job for $25 million. It would have been done much better.
Right.
They're spending billions of dollars on a renovation of a little complex.
Let's talk about AI. Have you ever used ChatGPT, Claude?
I haven't really, but I know all about it. Let me just talk about AI.
Yeah.
AI is a big deal. AI is going to be maybe the biggest thing, bigger than the internet, bigger than anything else. We are leading China by a lot. We are leading everybody by a lot. They're all building their factories here. And you know what I did for the electric? Because they need twice the electric as we currently produce for the whole country, which is crazy. Nobody can do that. But so what I did is I came up with a concept. Each building that is built is going to generate their own electricity. They're going to build their own electric.
Wow.
We are building numbers of AI. And by the way, also auto plants, everything.
Right.
We're building everything. But do you know, I just left Michigan. I was with Ford. They were going to close this building that was built in the early 1900s.
I don't know, Chris.
One of the biggest factories. They were going to close it.
I
It was
thought this was recent.
scheduled to close prior to my election. After I won the election,
I've never
they said,
seen
let's
it.
try keeping it open. They just went to 3 shifts. It's 24 hours a day. And the head of Ford, Mr. Ford, said it's the most incredible auto comeback I've ever seen.
Mr. President, let me ask you, there's no doubt you are the president who's ushering in the AI revolution, but this is happening on your watch. If AI affects humanity in a negative way, is that on you? Because some of these CEOs of AI companies say, we need guardrails. This could get out of control. Does that worry you?
Everything's on me as president. Everything's on me. I can say this, it'll be the greatest jobs producer.
Thank you,
It'll
Summer.
be the
Sweet
greatest
tea.
military producer. It'll be the greatest medical producer. There'll be tremendous good. And there'll be probably some bad too.
Well, it's killing a lot of jobs. And what do you say to Americans who are going to lose their jobs to AI?
It's going to create a lot of jobs.
But right now, it's taking jobs in a lot of ways. It's
Well,
taking
right
jobs
now-
from companies like Amazon. What
But
would
it
you say to those Americans?
But it hasn't really started. You know, these major plants haven't even been built. What you
No, but Mr. President, AI has already started to take jobs because the
Okay, you
technology is
ready?
there.
So we have, it's just announced, more jobs right now occupied in the United States of America than at any time during its existence, 250 years. There are more people working today. than
Thank you for
at
the
any time
comment,
in the history
Samuel.
of our country.
Appreciate you.
Pretty good stat.
You are
kills that question.
Yeah, we have to look it up. You are
That's a good answer. That kills that question.
Mr. President, there's widespread concern that AI is going to wipe out a lot of jobs, manufacturing jobs.
They said the internet was going to do, everything was going to do, robots are going to kill jobs, everything's going to kill jobs, and you end up, if you're smart, doing great.
Okay, you are close.
Hey guys, let me just stop there for a second and say thank you for you guys being here. Do you think, yes or no, in the chat? And we'll go back to this. Really, this is pretty. I've never seen this, so I don't know. I think this is real recent. But do you think robots? I mean, I think he's right. They've said this internet's going to kill us. I mean, I think we're going too far and too fast. That's just my opinion. But will robots? Or do you think that this AI can just destroy us in one way or another? Will we just be destroyed? What's your thoughts on this? Or are we just going to continue with newer versions of AI or something else out there? What's your thoughts on that real quick? I think Trump's doing a pretty good job. This is a tough guy, this interview. I don't even know who it is. Let's see here live. It doesn't even show his name. Oh, by the way, this was Chris Green. You still here? This was from February. This is today. Is today the 4th? This was today. This was from February 4th today. I was right, about an hour and a half ago. So this is freshly out there. That's why I haven't seen it. So this just came out. But some tough questions, though. So I'm not sure. I'm a little worried about our future in a sense where kids or people in themselves are not going to actually meet people and kind of like get involved in like, marry an AI, not even, tell the AI how you look, how you feel, twist it a little bit, be mean. We got to continue. We got to have kids and stuff. So I think it's a tough one for me. I remember we just had the typewriter, the 8-track, the cassette, the VHS, and now we're friggin', AI. So I know what Trump is saying, but I have to say, this is me. I have some concerns on how rapidly, but we all know what it's going on. It's money, and we got to have it now while we have the power. But at the same sense, we got to be very careful on where our future goes, and how fast we actually go with a lot of these things. And a lot of good things are happening with AI. I mean, we see it through the YouTube and Facebook and, video chats with loved ones who might not be doing well and you can't get there in time. Very good stuff and all this. But now I'm afraid with all this AI, is it going to come to a point where, right now you can pretty much, if you were going to buy a computer, for an example, and you want to know everything about it, you just put in some key words. Dell, for an example, 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes, memory and all that. Boom. It will break down everything on that, and it'll bring up the views so quickly on it. So your decision is going to be made within 5-10 minutes. So in some ways it's great, but in other ways, I'm not sure. I hope I'm wrong, but I hope it doesn't get to a point where, the people are out, in a club, dancing, or young people going to movies, interacting and talking. That's not all online. This is great online, but at the same time, we want to be together. So we'll see on how far it really goes.
Ellisons, who are trying to stop a merger between Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Netflix. This deal could change the makeup of the media as we know it. Are you personally going to get involved in that deal?
I haven't been involved. I must say, I guess I'm considered to be a very strong president. I've been called by both sides. It's the two sides. But I've decided I shouldn't be involved. The Justice Department will handle it.
Interesting.
Okay. In what way? Just looking at it to see if it's
They
regular?
make a decision. There's a theory that one of the companies is too big and it shouldn't be allowed to do it, and the other company is saying something else about it.
I hear you,
But you're
Samuel.
not going to interfere, even though
They're
you're close
beating
with
the
the
hell out of
Ellisons.
each other.
They're beating the hell out of each other.
Okay, let's talk about the midterms. You've recently suggested nationalizing elections. What do you mean by that?
I didn't say national. I said there are some areas in our country that are extremely corrupt. They have very corrupt elections. Take a look at Detroit. Take a look at Philadelphia. Take a look at Atlanta.
Right.
There are some areas that are unbelievably corrupt. I could give you plenty more too. I say that we cannot have corrupt elections. If we have to, if they don't straighten it out. As an example, voter ID.
Welcome in, Mick.
The Democrats want voter ID. You know who does want voter ID? Democrat voters want it, but Democrat politicians don't. Why do they want it? Because they want to cheat on elections. Can you imagine if I were a politician and they asked me, do you want voter identification?
Yes, they did, light
And I
switches.
said, no.
They're bringing, they're calling out
There's no way
Georgia.
you could win that debate.
But even
The
even-
Democrats
yeah, yeah.
don't want voter ID. If they don't want voter ID, that means they want to cheat. We can't allow cheating in elections. Now, if we need to put in federal controls as opposed to state controls.
No, he
remember
didn't,
this,
Crystal.
They're really an agent.
He didn't.
They're really accumulating the votes for who wins an election. If they can't do it honestly and it can't be done properly and timely, then something else has to happen.
Will you trust the results of the midterms if Republicans lose control of Congress?
I will if the elections are honest. Look, I want the last one that wants to complain. I just had a great election. They say one of the greatest elections. You will agree.
Thank you, Scott.
Won all 7
Appreciate you, my
swing
friend.
states, won
Thank you.
84% of the counties in America.
For the high
That's why
five.
The map is all red. We just had a great election. I believe there was cheating. I think there was cheating.
Well, speaking of counties, what are you doing in
It
Fulton
was too
County?
big to rig.
Speaking of counties, what is happening in
I'm
Fulton
not
County?
doing anything, but the FBI went in because it's been under I guess, review for years. The cheating that took place in Fulton
What are they
County
looking for?
and in that particular.
Nobody knows what's in the warrant. What are they
You're gonna
looking
find
for?
out. Look, why would anybody be upset?
Thanks for being here,
They
Mike.
They got the ballots, I guess, right? Again, they did this. That's been under review and under investigation for 4 years. And now they got a court order. You know, they got a court order signed by
But nobody knows what
a
the evidence
respected
is.
but liberal
Yeah.
judge. Signed a
Unemployed
court order,
robots. That's kind of
allowing
funny.
them to go and pick them up.
Unemployed robots.
Well, you're gonna know what the
That's
ballots
actually
say
kind of funny.
because they're right now inspecting the ballot.
Who
I'm
said
not
that?
involved
Samuel.
in it,
That's
but
funny.
They are inspecting and checking the ballot.
Why is Tulsi Gabbard there?
I don't know, but you know, a lot of the cheating comes from it's international cheating. You have people, they say, from China.
You put this on
Let me
Truth
ask you,
Social.
do you think China tries to influence our election?
We know that foreign governments try to influence a lot of things. in
Well,
this country,
therefore,
but-
she's foreign government.
But
I
you
mean,
tweeted out some theories about Italians.
What's
and
going on,
Samoans.
Isabel?
Do you believe that stuff?
No, I didn't cheat. I sometimes will read truth.
Yeah.
I'll read truth. But let me ask you this. If China or any of these countries are involved.
Welcome
our
in,
elections,
Dennis.
that would bring
I got to
back-
tell you, the guys.
Everybody knows that Russia, they talked about Russia.
You know,
it turned out to be a hoax. It was,
This is
Hunter
pretty good.
Biden. It wasn't
Once
Russia.
again,
Look, we have to
this
have
was
honest
earlier
election.
today. This is pretty
There should
good.
be
I have to
nothing wrong
say,
with the fact that they went
this
in,
is one of
got ballots
Trump's
from a while
top
ago.
3, in my
And they look at it,
in my
and now
opinion,
they can find
interviews.
out the true winner of
This was live about February 4th. Today is the 4th, right? Today is the 4th. Yeah, this was earlier today. I was just going through, we were looking at some of the protests, rioters, agitators, all of them together, and I tumbled right into this. The guy who's giving the interview, thanks, Mike. I don't know who he is, and he seems like to me, it's not about being fair. You heard Trump says he leans to the left. But this reporter is smooth. If you can just, he's on his next question. He's like, I'm trying to think of somebody. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Not in the same situation. You know, Charlie Kirk was blessed. He knew the question before it came in. This reporter is already on the next question, but he's still focused on Trump's response. But he doesn't go back to that response. He'll listen to it. Does that make sense? Or am I getting, and then he's off. He's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to catch Trump or trying to have a little, highlight interview, maybe. But he's very good. And Trump knows, President Trump knows he's good. So Trump is really has his A game. But Trump is amazing too. Trump knows this is not his first rodeo. All right, let's listen a little bit more. This is pretty good, guys. I'm enjoying this.
that state. And you know what?
He
If
is
there was
smart,
cheating, we're
Ray
so
Zay.
worse. But if there was cheating, it should be found because we can't let it happen again.
Sorry, guys, I lost my.
That's over with you. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, they've all been important.
Let's go. There's a new lawsuit by you and your family that you're suing the IRS for $10.5 billion for leaking your tax documents.
Oh yeah, guys, you hear about this?
Fair money.
You can't leak documents. And any money that I win, I'll give it to charity, 100% to charity.
Nice.
Charities that will be approved by government or whatever. I have another lawsuit with the United States. I sued because they broke into Mar-a-Lago.
But that's taxpayer money. It's
No,
going to get
no,
taken out of the
no.
system. I know it's going to charity.
No.
You're going to say.
If and I've won that case. I mean, they broke in the FBI illegally, Biden and his group. It wasn't Biden. He didn't know what he was doing. It was a group of very smart radical left people. They're very smart. They've lost their way.
Right.
And they broke into Mar-a-Lago. They broke into my home. They went through
Well, they have warrants.
my
They break in,
wife's drawers.
Yeah.
Went through Barron's, my son's, everything. They went through the whole house. Hundreds of people.
Wow.
They went in with guns. They went in guns.
How would
would
this
have been
work?
amazing.
Yeah. How would this work?
Wait. I brought a lawsuit.
How does this work?
Essentially, the lawsuit's been won. I guess I won a lot of money.
How would this work? So Scott Bessent's the head of the IRS.
What I would
Pam
do-
Bondi's the head of the Justice Department. They're going to defend the IRS against you.
I know
You're
it's
the
interesting.
boss.
Well, there's never been anything like it.
Oh my God, this guy, guys, let's go back. This guy, I know, this guy's good. This reporter, who is this reporter? Somebody look, what was this guy? This guy's pretty damn good.
I haven't said this
Hold on.
because I
This guy's smooth.
wrote a lawsuit. Essentially,
Well, listen to what he says about Pam Bondi and the IRS. Listen.
I guess I won a lot of money.
How would this work? So Scott Bessent's the head of the IRS.
What I would
Pam
do-
Bondi's the head of the Justice Department. They're going to defend the IRS against you.
I
You're
know it's
the
interesting.
boss.
Well, there's never been anything like it. In all fairness.
So
And look how Trump responded. Hold on. Guys, this is a heavyweight fight. Heavyweight fight. This is Rocky Mountain. This is big. See Trump's response? They never seen anything like this. So this reporter is amazing. By the way, I mean, amazing. And Trump, you never seen anything like this. You know, all for the American people. He wants to sue them. The IRS is what we're talking about. Hello, guys, come on in, come on in. This is pretty wild. And he wants to take that money, give it to the American people. This is some wild craziness here. Great interview.
There's
gonna tell
never
him to pay
been,
you?
don't forget, I sued as a private citizen because I sued between terms. I won
Are you
3
gonna tell him to
times.
pay you?
I won 3 times, but I didn't assume, unfortunately for this country,
He did win 3 times. We know that. Look at his face. Look how sharp.
I didn't assume office the second that, but here's the story. I sued because they broke into Mar-a-Lago. That was before I became president. Now it goes along, and it turned out that this was a very strong suit.
Sorry, guys. My
You're gonna
freaking
tell him to pay
phone
you?
here. Hold on.
You're the boss.
Well, what I would do, tell them to pay me, but I'll give 100% of the money to charity. I don't want any of the
You
money.
take it out of the system. A couple more questions here.
No, I'm putting it back into the system.
Yeah.
If I give money to
Right.
American Cancer Society, I will give 100% of the money away to charity. I don't want any of it.
$30 trillion debt, and we're going to take $10 billion out of the system.
Well, I mean, you give it away anyway. They give away.
Oh!
Their endorsements.
Tell you what,
Yeah.
speaking about that,
Hold on. You hear this? This is a chess. Guys, this is a chess match. No doubt that this guy is definitely on the left. But he's good. He's fair. He's smart. Do you hear Trump's response? Listen to the response. We'll go back. This is crazy. This is amazing work. Trump, man, I'm telling you, they're playing chess.
A couple more questions here.
no, I'm putting it back into the system.
Yeah.
If I give money to American Cancer Society,
Right.
I will give 100% of the money away to charity. I don't want any of it.
$30 trillion debt, and we're going to take $10 billion out of the system.
Well, I mean, you give it away anyway. They give away.
They give it away anyhow. Give it away anyhow. Why not give it to the Cancer Society or diabetes? He said cancer. Just like the big, beautiful bill. There's a lot of benefits in come tax season right now. Has anybody gotten into taxes? Real quickly. Taxes on electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, gas vehicles, Ford vehicles, vehicles made here. Tax rebates on young and newborns. Amazing stuff on that. Seniors. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, but lots of tax breaks. A lot of people will question them. I question. Wait a minute, it's going to add to the deficit. We've been adding to the deficit anyhow, but the difference here, the money's going to the United States of America, not to other countries, Somalia, other parts of the world, that they're opening up Sesame Street and all this other ridiculous stuff that we, under this previous administration run by Barack Obama, Elizabeth Warren. Remember that. So why not? At least we're helping out Americans. It does add to the deficit, but love his response. These are 2 heavyweights here. Heavyweights as far as this interview here. on NBC now.
Money.
Your
I'll
endorsements.
tell you what, speaking about that, Minnesota and these other states.
Uh-oh.
We have massive investigations going into fraud.
Woo.
Do you know if we captured 50% of the fraud of this country right now, we would have better than a balanced budget. And you got to mention that Minnesota, $19 billion in fraud that we know about.
Your endorsement is the most important thing in the Republican.
19, did he say billion? 19 billion fazools in
balanced budget. And you got to mention that Minnesota, $19 billion in fraud that we know about.
Your endorsement is the most important thing in the Republican primary.
No,
Will
no,
you
in any primary.
Will you endorse in the 2028 presidential primary?
I hadn't even thought of it, but probably, yeah. I mean, I'd be inclined to. I have great people. We have a great bench. We have a lot of people. But yeah, I think so.
You've suggested that J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio would be a tough ticket to beat. Who should be at the top of that ticket?
Well, I don't want to get into this. We have 3 years to go. I don't want to, I have two people that are doing a great job.
In the chat, is it Marco Rubio or is it J.D. Vance or other? Or other? Is it J.D. Vance, our Vice President? Or is it Marco Rubio? Sorry, I was reading a message coming in. Secretary of State or other. Vance and Rubio. Boy, I got to tell you. He was thinking, though. He was thinking, Trump. He knew. It's almost like, of course he wasn't going to say it. We got some JDs. We got JD. We got Jesse Ventura. Interesting. But he was thinking. He was thinking. Like almost like, I don't think he was close on saying it, obvious. JD. But I got to tell you, he was, it's almost like he didn't expect it coming. But you hear what he said about the bench? They have a great bench. Just like a good basketball team that gets in foul trouble. Bench comes right in, right? Boom. Great bench. I mean, think about it. Interesting interview, guys. What's your thoughts? We got about a little bit more to go. Marco Rubio. Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin. Is that from Mike? Sarah Palin. Won't be a Democrat president. Will not be. Crockett. Vance. J.D. Vance will be the president in 28. What's going on, Marcus? What do you guys think? Pretty good stuff here. Has anybody seen this interview yet? So once again, this was earlier today. Pretty good stuff. They're talking about the Minnesota fraud. A lot of money. Guys, California. Think I should go there? What do you think? Maybe I should go. Maybe I should go and expose the fraud, huh? Big fraud in California, ladies and gentlemen, with Gavin Newsom. Big stuff will be coming out in the state of California with the homeless fraud, Pal State fires, people not getting paid in a lot of cases, child care fraud, food stamps or SNAP benefit fraud in California, much, much more. It's going to be wider, bigger, more spread out than Minneapolis for the obvious reasons. All right, we got a little bit left on this. Let's get back to the great president, Donald J. Trump.
I don't want to have an argument with, I don't want to use the word fight. It wouldn't be a fight. But look, JD is fantastic and Marco is fantastic.
How are they different?
And I do think this. It's a great question. I think that's your most interesting question.
Whoa, that's a great question.
I would say
hold on. He beat me to it, folks. Did you hear this reporter? Folks, I don't know. Put it aside, guys. I know he's definitely, I know this reporter is probably a moderate Democrat. Please, everybody, if you can, put that aside. This reporter, Trump knows it. Oh my God, let's go back. He's trying to, they're back and forth on the Marco Rubio. He's trying to get his mind on the Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance. The reporter really doesn't care. The reporter doesn't really care who the president is, even if he was a conservative. He wants to distract his mind on a J.D. Vance Martin. He wants him to think about that and then hit him with a blow on something totally different. But Trump is too good. Trump is amazing. I mean, look what he's done. Borders closed, ending 8 wars, taking out the nukes, exposing the fraud, sending these people back, these illegal aliens. Oh, by the way, economy is much better. Much better. Hell of a lot better. Boy, let's get back to that. Go back a little bit, guys.
You know, I have 2 people that are doing a great job. I don't want to have an argument.
Thank you for the gifts.
I don't want to use the word fight. It wouldn't be a fight. But look, JD is fantastic and Marco is fantastic.
How are they
both
different?
doing a
How are they
great job.
different?
Oh.
And I do think this.
How are they different? How are they different? So he's hoping. Hold on, guys. I gotta get some. How are they different? How are they different? So Trump knows. He knows how different they are. Trump knows not to let it out, but he's certainly got him. He's got the mind pause for about a second or two.
Great question. I think that's your most interesting question. I would say one is slightly more diplomatic than the other. I think they're both of very high intelligence. I mean, you know, they will do shows. They will do Joe Rogan as opposed to the opponent not doing it because they couldn't handle it. They will be able to do whatever they have to do. I think there's a difference in style. You know, you can see the style yourself, but they're both very capable. I do think the combination of JD and Marco would be very hard to be beaten, I think. But you never know in politics, right? They say in the age of Trump, you never know.
Yeah. On January 21st,
Great answer.
2029.
Great answer.
Do you see any scenario where you are still president?
I don't know. It would be interesting. But wouldn't it be terrible if I agreed with, you know, if I gave you the answer that you're looking for? It would make life so much less exciting, right? It would be so much less exciting.
Wow.
But
Wow.
I only do this for one reason. Make America great again. And that's what we're doing. We're making America great again, greater than ever before. Our country.
Make America great again, guys. That's what it comes down to. I mean, Trump is doing this for no other reasons. I mean, sure, he has a little ego. Don't we all have an ego, folks? Let's be honest. He is doing it to bring back common sense. Common sense. He's saving the Constitution. He's saving America. He's saving both parties. If you're new, you're probably saying, well, wait a minute. I might want to subscribe to this guy. He sounds like a Democrat. No, I sound like an American. I've said this many times. Do you understand we were going down a whole nother direction if Kamala or some other Tim Walz would have been president? Hard to believe Tim Walz could have been president, and now he's got allegations and allegedly fraud. But he really kind of, you could see it in his eyes. He is so overwhelmed and he wants to continue. It's must go out and vote November 3rd, guys. We need to keep American safe, great, and common sense again. Look at his eyes. Look at him. You really think he's doing it for himself? Absolutely not. And people, oh, he has an ego. Let me just say something right now. I'm getting sick of the ego thing because everybody on here, we all have an ego. Each and every one of us. We are humans. He just has an ego and he cares about Americans. And he doesn't want illegal immigrants to come into America. He wants them to come in the right way and have a little house in the prairie. Be here and come through and go through the process and pay tax like us. What a great president.
We're a rich nation. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs from nations that took advantage of us. They thought we were stupid. They thought we were fools. They laughed at us. You know, people were laughing at us 1.5 years ago. They laughed at this country. They're not laughing anymore. They respect us. And I get along with them. They respect us.
Mr. President, I have pages and pages of questions, but they're telling me my time is up. I thank you for your time.
Wow.
We'll do it again. Thank you.
Mr. President, thank you.
Pretty wild, huh, guys? pretty well. Pretty good interview. Pretty fair questions. He tried to set him up. I don't know if he tried to set him up. He tried to get him off a little bit, you know, and he has an ego too. Folks, we all have an ego. We need to wake up. But I think he was being fair, honest. Probably one of the better interviews I've ever seen, other than like, I gotta tell you guys, other than some of the Fox and Hannity. But here's the thing with Hannity. Hannity's his friend. So I like the interview with Hannity on Fox. Stay with me. A lot of us do. No question. But we all know that he's conservative. He's Trump's friend. I like Hannity. But this guy definitely leads to the left. Yes or no? I have to say this might be on the top 3 list on interviews. I gotta find out who he is. Who is this guy? NBC. Pretty amazing. But don't ever underestimate, never underestimate our President Trump. He was very careful on the question with Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance. He said, great response. They are different, you know, different in their own way. They'll be hard to beat, but anything's possible. It's politics, you know, which is true, as long as they don't cheat. That's why we must go out and vote, folks. We cannot overestimate. We need to vote November 3rd, 2026. If you care about, you notice I didn't say Republican, did I? If you care about saving America for our near future, it's not done. We got to save it for 2 more. We got to keep the House and the Senate so Trump can continue what's happening right now in a safe way. In the beginning of the interview, you can hear he was sad about the 2 individuals, Renee Good and the ICU emergency. May he rest in peace. And he truly means that. But if you want to save America and keeping the women out of men's sports and common sense and our borders close, and not in that order, I'm just putting it all out there that comes in my head. We need to vote to keep the House and the Senate an American way, and that's the conservative way. And we also need probably another run in 28 with a Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance or somebody completely different. We don't know. It could be somebody out of nowhere and can step up. And Marco Rubio could be the vice president, or J.D. Vance could be the vice president. But either way, we need to stick together as America. And we cannot let very small percentage of these protests and riots that we watched in the beginning, these young, and a lot of them were Antifa. Make no mistake. They don't like us, and I feel sorry for them. And you're probably saying, why do you feel sorry for them? Because they are very brainwashed from their leaders. Their Chuck Schumer. It starts with Chuck Schumer, you know, and then it goes on and Tim Walz and many others. So we must go out and save America and continue to vote to save America. We gotta continue. And for me, I'm sick of the protests. And if I was President Trump, I would have had National Guards and I would have removed every one of them. I don't like any kind of protest, and that's me. And if you're going to have one, have it in a damn park. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of what's happening in the communities of other countries who are coming here illegal and speaking other languages. You want to speak another language, do it in your own house. When the Italians came here, they had to speak English. Speak English in your own house. Don't go speaking out there. And don't burn the flag and show your flag. You should only show your flag at a soccer game or football game, whatever that you're not out on a protest. That's federal streets. And those 2 individuals, may they rest in peace, and prayers with their family, made very bad decisions because of the local government and Antifa and these people that are head of the Antifa organization and other people like Don Lemon, who should be held responsible and will be held responsible for going into a church. No independent journalist or news should ever go into a church, and they should all be arrested. And I hope to see Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar sent back to Somalia, and I want to see Gavin Newsom all held responsible with charges. And as far as Tim Walz go, if allegedly he's involved, and it's coming out, that he's involved. This has been going on, folks. This fraud in Minneapolis has been going on since 1980. 1980. I was still in school. 1980. Most recently, under the COVID administration, with federal money that did not land on everybody's plate who's American for unemployment and child care, child assistance and food stamps or SNAP benefits, whatever they call it now, SNAP. But it landed on the Somalis. They've been committing this fraud, marrying their brothers, plural, for many years now. And it needs to stop. And we got to continue to keep American way in office. And that's what President Trump and our future and saving the House and the Senate so we can get shit done. We got to continue. There's a lot of stuff I want to see done. So, all right, I'm going to read a few comments, guys, and then we're going to be back on air later on. Hey, once again, thank you so much for this live stream. We're a little earlier. I wanted to originally show a protest, but that's what's great about these lives, and I came across this. Did you guys like this? It was pretty cool. Pretty cool interview from NBC. We still don't know who that journalist is, but he did a pretty good job. Let's see what we got over here. Borders in lockdown. Austin, thanks for your comment. Good evening. Good evening. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for 124 likes. Hair plugs. Yes, we eat rice. Hey, make sure you guys who are chatting among each other, always be free to chat among each other on these chats. I greatly appreciate it. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to say their goodbyes. We will be live in a little bit. I'm going to wind down a little bit, get a little something to eat, and we will be live again. I have a good live podcast coming up. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I wanted to handle. Wasn't sure how long this live was going to go, but it went a little longer than I anticipated. Not complaining. Thank you so very much, because this was a great interview, and I really was locked in on it. And I love to hear President Trump speak to these reporters, particularly, in my opinion, a great reporter, a good reporter. All right, I'll read a few more. Hey, also, too, guys, thank you for the moderators for being here. Crystal and Mike and Janine. Very nice, Crystal. Very nice. High five, fist bump. Very nice. And Maribel, who else was moderating today? Thank you, all moderators. Hey, if you were new and you subscribe, thank you very much. Thank you so much. And for those who sent some gifts, thank you so much so we can forward some of the money to the homeless population. So thank you, and also support these live streams. Once again, I was going to say is we have lots of clips and short videos of the homelessness in the Las Vegas area. If that's something you like to watch, we help them out each and every day. So thank you. What's wrong, boy? Sorry, my dog just arrived. Thank you, Scott. I seen your donations earlier. Thanks again, Scott. Appreciate it, my friend. High five, fist bump to you, man. You rock. Thank you. Whew. All right, guys. I'll just read a few more, and then we're going to move on, and we'll be back on later on. If you can make it, be free to make it. Make sure you support your other YouTube channels that you enjoy watching. Hit them a like once in a while. It helps out the work that they do. Once again, President Trump, prayers with President Trump. Let's get these damn agitators off the street. I'm sick and tired of it. Enough's enough. All right. Thank you, Crystal, for your work on here. Appreciate it. Epstein being real quiet since the last drop. Yeah, we got a surprise we're going to talk about later on. Could be the Epstein. Maybe not. Could be the fraud. Maybe not. Could be the situation in Iran heating up over there. Maybe not. It'll be a surprise, guys. Hey, thank you so much, guys. I try to make it a little entertaining. At the same token, I'm real serious about these agitators. I feel it's enough, and enough is enough. And Trump handled this interview. What do you guys give Trump in that interview for those who were here from the beginning to the end on a 1 to 10, 10 being high? I'm going to give him here we go. I'm going to give him a 10. And I'm going to give the reporter a 10. Both a 10. 10, yes, a 10. A 10. Somebody says, I agree. ICE needs to go. Somebody said a 0. Somebody said a 0. 110, somebody says. David says a 10. Just people are saying he's got to go. Scott says a 10. Forget about it. Ice is great. Ice is great. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I had great overwhelmed. We're just a small YouTube channel who just loves reporting what's happening in the world. Try to make it a little entertaining and a little fun. Not be too serious, guys. Never be too serious. And remember, never let politics interrupt your family. Never, ever, or friends. Don't ever let it involve your family. Never, ever, ever involved with family. Never hate them because of politics. With that said, guys, I will see you on the next live real soon. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great night. Be safe. Be true. Take care. Bye-bye.